This is News with the Disney Dude. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel for more content, and please hit that thumbs up if you liked the video. Here now's the news for Monday, March 23rd of 2026. Pavement has been patched on Main Street as sidewalk refurb continues in the Magic Kingdom. I was in the Magic Kingdom today. I didn't see any sidewalk repairs. But evidently they have patched up a piece of the sidewalk. So maybe they had it roped off. But I didn't see anything roped off. But evidently a piece of the Magic Kingdom sidewalk has been fixed. A wing in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disney's Hollywood Studios is surrounded by construction walls. We don't really know what this is about. I did kind of gloss over the story. It looks like one of the wings was in need of repair. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just the whole thing. Remember these outside what would you call them? Outside I don't know, outside things, I guess. They are exposed to the Florida elements 365 days a year. So they are constantly exposed to the sun. They're constantly exposed to the rain. They're constantly exposed to hurricanes. You know, they weather a lot. They take a lot of weather damage. So it's probably just a little minor refurbishment that they're doing. Maybe something had happened. We don't really know. But we'll keep our eyes. We'll keep our eyes on this story. But as far as we know, it's just general maintenance, to make sure it looks up to par. Driver collides with Disney bus leaving Disney Springs after trying to beat light. People, please don't run red lights. Okay, please don't run red lights, especially at Walt Disney World. Okay, the buses only go 50 miles an hour, if that. They probably go less than that. I'm not sure, but the buses can't go that fast. So, you will make it to your destination. Okay, you will make it to your destination. Okay, I promise you. Okay, Walt Disney World is not going anywhere. Okay, the parks are not going anywhere. Okay, so slow down and take your time. Okay, and this kind of brings me to another incident that had happened. A car burst into flames on Epcot Center Drive when it was speeding, and it hit a tree. Folks, again, please don't speed on Walt Disney World. You really shouldn't be speeding anywhere, but please don't speed on Walt Disney World property. Okay, that 50-mile-an-hour speed limit is there for everyone's safety. Okay. So, I know that, a lot of people, they say, they see 50 and, they think that that means 80. It doesn't. Okay. It's 50 mile an hour for a reason. Okay. So folks, slow down, take your time. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be fine. Okay. Walt Disney World is not going anywhere. Okay. So, and I say this to all the spring breakers out here that are coming to the parks now in full force. Same thing, okay? Please slow down, take your time. I know that you want to see everything and do everything. I get it, but it's not worth losing someone's life over, okay? Or damaging property or whatever. All right. So please, slow down, take your time. You're going to be fine. Okay. You're going to be fine. All right. There is no reason for you to speed on Walt Disney World property. All right. There just isn't. Darth Vader meet and greet has moved again at Disney's Hollywood Studios. You may remember he used to meet, first he used to meet in Star Wars Launch Bay. Obviously, that's closed now. So he got moved to the rarely used extended queue for Star Tours, The Adventures Continue. Now they've moved him again. I guess maybe because Disney's probably thinking they're going to need that extended queue for a couple weeks due to spring breaks and Easter. I don't know. But I think this is a good idea because they moved him to where they moved him they put him on the stage where Jedi Trials of the Temple used to be performed. All right. So I think that that's great. You could keep him there for all, for all we care. Okay. Keep him there because that's a good, that's a good use of that space. That's a good use of that space, all right? Obviously, that show is never coming back. So, Disney's not using that stage anymore. I don't think that they can really tear it down because that connects with Star Tours, but I don't know. Okay, I'm not a, I'm not a building inspector or anything, so I don't know if they could demolish it or not. I don't know. But obviously Disney's not using that stage anymore. So I really hope that Darth Vader or any Star Wars character, could be moved to that stage. Use that space. Use that space because that's just empty space. And it's not really a big space anyway, but use that space. Use that space because, it's there anyway. And if you can't do anything, if you can't demolish it, then use the space. Use that space. So I think that that's great. I really think that that's a great idea. Moving him, putting him on that stage. I think that that's great. That's a really good idea. But you'll have to let me know in the comments what you think. But I really think that that's a great idea. That's a really good idea. Putting Darth Vader on the old Jedi Trials of the Temple stage. Or if you want to put any Star Wars character on there, okay? I mean, I know Chewbacca meets in Galaxy's Edge and Rey and the Stormtroopers and Kylo Ren. I get it. I understand. But, who knows? But, You know, if it is only Darth Vader, that's, again, I think that's a great idea. Using that space. That's a wonderful idea. But let me know if you think that that's a good idea or not. But to me, that's a good use of that space. The magic of Disney Animation Building gets peach paint at Disney's Hollywood Studios. I think that that's great because a lot of the buildings over there in Animation Courtyard are the same. You know, Little Mermaid: A Musical Adventure is the same color as Disney Junior, is the same color as Walt Disney Presents. So I really like that idea of painting the magic of Disney Animation Building, the facade a different color. I really think that that's that's really what Disney should be doing to all of those, facades, is paint them different colors, because it gives them they're distinguishable from one another. Like, Walt Disney Presents is a different color than The Little Mermaid: A Musical Adventure. Okay? The Little Mermaid: A Musical Adventure is a different color than Disney Junior, Mickey Mouse, what is it? What's the new show called? Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live on Stage or something? I think that's what it's called. But that's a different color than the magic of Disney Animation. So I think that that's what they should be doing for all of them, is make them different colors and not just make them one big, color scheme where they kind of blend into each other. So, but I don't know. But again, let me know how you feel, because I think that they should be different colors. But that's just me. Musical notes have been added to Rock and Roller Coaster Upside Down Car at Disney's Hollywood Studios. I have softened up on this. In the beginning, when they started painting this car, it was kind of like just a very bland. It was kind of like just a simple kind of bland repaint. And I was like, oh, I hope they kind of do something more with that, because that doesn't look great. And I'm glad to see that they're doing that. They're painting it all kinds of different colors. They've got flames on it now. They have musical notes. I think this is going to draw people in to Sunset Boulevard more than the Rock and Roller Coaster car, what it used to look like. I think that it's going to draw people in. I think it's going to draw people to go back there. Not that people didn't go back there anyway, but I think that now it's this is going to draw people to go back there. Are they going to put Muppet characters on there, statues on there, riding in the car? I don't know. I would like that. I'd like that idea to have like Dr. Teeth and maybe Animal or any of the Electric Mayhem riding in the vehicle. But I kind of doubt it. But again, I would like that. But I really like the repaint. The repaint is great. So I've softened on it, whereas before I was like, I don't really know how I like that. That looks really cool. It inspires me to go back there. It inspires me to go back there and check out that ride. So it looks really cool. Looks really, really great. Metal framing has been added to Piston Peak National Park retaining wall at the Magic Kingdom. I was there today, and I did kind of get to see this. It's kind of hard to see, but I did kind of get to see it. But they're, again, they're making progress on that. So, it's only going to be a matter of time before they get, some structures up and everything. So, but, as I've said on this show numerous times, I can't wait. I really can't wait for that Cars themed area for Piston Peak. That's going to be fun. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I know people are going to come in the comments. They're going to be like, they got rid of the Rivers of America. Okay, I've already had that conversation. Okay, I've already been down that road. Okay, if you want to have another argument with me, go ahead. But you guys know how I feel about Disney getting rid of the Rivers of America. Okay, you know how I feel about that. Okay, am I going to miss that area? Sure. Yeah, but I really think that this Cars themed area is really going to be awesome. I really can't wait. And especially now that we have a parks CEO in charge of the Walt Disney Company, I have a lot more faith now in these projects than I did before. So I really can't wait for this Cars themed area. Speaking of scaffolding, scaffolding has been removed from Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at the Magic Kingdom. We are quickly approaching that reopening date. I don't have it in front of me, but that's coming up. But they're trying to hurry this thing as fast as they can. So I can't wait. I really can't wait. I don't know, they fixed a lot of, like I've said before, they fixed, they replaced all the tracks and everything. So I don't know if it's going to give you that, that kind of like whipping sensation again, but, who knows? Who knows? We'll just say it with me. We'll just have to wait and see. Okay. Cinderella Castle repaint update. Prior pink is almost completely removed. When I went to Magic Kingdom today, I got a little teary-eyed. I got a little emotional because I saw the castle and I was like, wow, they fixed the castle. They fixed the castle. Nobody asked for this, for the castle to be repainted. It did need to be repainted, but nobody asked for it. Nobody, we just all assumed it, Cinderella Castle was going to be stuck in that pink color scheme forever. But they decided to, restore Cinderella Castle back to its original color scheme, which is fantastic. I think that that's great. I really think that that's wonderful. Nobody asked for this, but yet it's something that they were like, you know what? We need to do that. We need to get rid of that pink color scheme and restore Cinderella Castle back to its original state. So, Disney, I thank you very much for doing this, because it made me emotional. It really made me emotional. For the first time in a very long time, speaking as a person that goes to these theme parks more than an average person should, very rarely do I have moments of, where I get emotional, especially seeing these, landmarks, because I see them all the time. but having Cinderella Castle finally be, finally restored back to its original color scheme, I got emotional. I got emotional, So I thank you. I thank you for doing that. I really thank you for doing that. And I can tell you, so do a lot of other people. Okay? So do a lot of other people. I'm sure some people are going to be like, they miss the pink, the pink color scheme. Why do they have to get rid of it? Okay, okay. If you miss the pink color scheme, okay. Okay, I guess. I don't know. But, whatever. But the Cinderella Castle should be in that gray color scheme with the blue and the royal gold. It needs to be in that color scheme. It needs to be, because that's exactly the way it looks in the movie. So, Cinderella Castle is not pink in the movie. Okay, it's not. It's in that, it's in that gray blue color scheme. Okay, it's not pink. Okay, so I much rather prefer Cinderella Castle the way it's supposed to look. So if you like the pink color scheme, I'm sorry, big whoop. Okay, get over it. Get over it. I know it's a little harsh, but come on. Steady progress continues on Lazy River cabins and more at Lakeshore Lodge at Walt Disney World, or as I like to call them, the shipping containers. Okay, they're not cabins, they're shipping containers. That's what they are. Let's call it what it is. Okay, they're shipping containers. So, but they're whether we like it or not, progress is moving. But who knows when this project will be finished and everything, but whoopee. Okay. Exterior of Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin is marked with painter's tape at the Magic Kingdom. Getting very close, again, getting close to that April, what is it, April 8th or 9th? I really need to start writing this stuff down, but April 8th or 9th is when it's supposed to reopen. So they're definitely making progress on this. Trying to get this ride open. Just a few weeks time. It's crazy that it's getting ready to reopen in just a few weeks time. So, but I'm looking forward to this update. I really, really am. Even though I have to wait until after Easter so I can experience it, but that's all right. What I can complain about it, but it is what it is. So, but I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this ride to reopen. And our last story is Scrim has been removed from Expedition Everest at Disney's Animal Kingdom. As you may have been aware, they added Scrim in the load station of the attraction. So whatever needed to be done is done. So they have now removed that Scrim. So no more Scrim at Expedition Everest. So I really wish I could ride that ride, but it's just I just can't. It's you know, it's just a little bit too, it seems like it goes faster than it does, and the backwards gets me. It's just, that's what it is, I think, really. It's going backwards, you know, that gets me. And it's funny because, you know, you would think, because I have a universal pass as well, and I really love going on, we're gonna, you know, we're gonna jump to the other side of I-4 now, but I really love going on Hagrid's magical motorbike adventure at Universal Islands of Adventure. I like that coaster. There's a portion where it goes backwards, but it's more smoother. It's more smooth than Expedition Everest is. So that's tolerable for me to do. Expedition Everest is just too rough. It's just too rough for me to handle. So you know, speaking of which, my girlfriend and I went to Animal Kingdom today, and she said, "You want to ride Expedition Everest?" And I said, "I can't. I cannot do that ride. That's just, you better give me a Dramamine, because otherwise I cannot ride that ride. There is no way." Going backwards just gets me. It's the same way with Cosmic Rewind. Now, Cosmic Rewind, not only does it go backwards, it spins, so that gets me too. But you know, I think it's a combination of going backwards and then spinning, but you know, Expedition Everest doesn't do that, neither does Hagrid's. But I've gone off topic. I've completely gone off the rails. I'm sorry. So we kind of got off the rail there with, you know, getting rid of the scrim on Expedition Everest. So I'm sorry. But with that, let me end this video before I go off on another tangent. If you like this video of me going off on tangents and being an insane person, please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel for more content. I thank you guys very much for watching this video. Y'all keep each other safe and healthy. I will see you right back here on Wednesday for Wednesday's show. Until then, you guys enjoy the rest of your evening and the rest of your, and enjoy your Tuesday. And we will see you real soon.